much of creating jobs is at direct expense of quality of life? When you go to fucking Slab City, you learn a lot, and you go, okay, they have jobs that are necessary.
Ergonomics.
I mean, first of all, if you go to Slab City, you understand there is an upside. They build some very creative shit, especially when there's no jobs, and there's nothing wrong with not having a job at Slab City.
I would love to do art and go, what's missing? Oh, I should set it on fire.
They did have Slab City gear. There was one place on the right as you first come in.
The art place?
T-shirts, and it said...
I don't know if there were T-shirts, but it said T-shirts.
There's a sign.
They're made of used K-cups.
Yeah, repurposed cotton, maybe.
Chad, by the way, had the flu. Like, you sent me proof of it. Like I was a
Like you were
teacher.
the boss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just lying. I really do. First, I sent you my negative COVID test.
Yeah.
And then I sent you my positive flu test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, on the verge of getting ready to go. But but here was the thing. Chad was not only there just to podcast and experience things. He was going to get the big RV into Slab City that we rented. So we had nobody to drive us there. And Doug went.
And then I thought, well, obviously Derrick, if Chad can't make it, Derrick would be, because I associate Derrick with camping, and camping it just seems like a shoe-in for mustard. And he's like a pseudo gearhead. So I just assume he can drive large vehicles. Yeah. Well, first of all, Derrick, he's not himself. He's not annoying us at all. And I go, what's wrong with Derrick? And as it gets closer to getting the RV, every time it comes up, you can hear his stomach turn. And I'm like, wait, do you even know how to drive an RV? Well, it's been a long time. I can figure it out. And he vacillates between I've never driven something that big or I just can't remember if I did. He's terrified.
Yeah.
I should have offered him a Xanax before he drove because
it couldn't have hurt.
Nervous diarrhea is a serious thing.
He was a very nervous driver. I was in there when he took his took the wheel, and and he was not at all confident. Not the guy we see sitting before us now. Is confident.
we left the red car, and then we took the van behind the rig. So we have stuff on your iPhone that we just filmed of us taking off. We had just got across the Yuma border into California, I think, where he had got up to 49 miles an hour on the freeway. And so we were coaching him on or talking shit about it. I don't remember. I'm sure we'll cut.
Probably talking shit. I don't remember coaching.
But it's nothing out there. Like, once you leave Yuma's the only thing, and we're at the last exit. So it's gradually more and more nothing till you get to Salton Sea and Slab City. So it wasn't. But I guess there was one time he fucked.
There was a long stretch of just straight, and then it got to 6 miles, then turn 6. There was a little. That's where we saw Shank Road. There was a big Shank Road sign.
You can't
and then another
slam
one.
on the brakes of an RV to take a picture of Shank Road.
but we did. It got to, or it's like in 350 feet, and I go no, and then it was the turn. I think I might have been responsible for Derrick's one wrong turn, but then we turned around.
He just overshot a right turn by enough that he had to pull into the next driveway.
Yeah, like
if only there was a device that would just tell you where to turn.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem: we turned into a lot that felt like you might have owned it. We're like, oh, let's just get this thing turned around before somebody comes out and shoots us or something, and that's where Derrick's fear met the loose gravel.
He said there was a dog watching him.
Yeah, there was. It definitely was a dog that took
You
interest.
totally
in what
should have given him
a
a Xanax. The motherfucker's paranoid of dogs watching him.
Yeah, and he got
Inside an RV.
So we turned around, and then there was a bit of a slope, and he started up that, and then it seemed like that wasn't a good idea. We calmed down, and he got the ship righted, and we got back on track. And other than that, Derek
This is one of those like middle of the desert fucking Roadrunner cartoon, like crossroad where there's no traffic coming from any direction, and if there was, you could see it from 4 or 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
But he was a little herky jerky, like he let down the whole team.
When I was and I think I was the whole team. Well, yeah, we had me and Alex were dealing with. I feel like I get put on each podcast in a dangerous situation.
Well, you kind of are. That's what you
I know,
gravitate towards.
Yeah, so it's like, do I want to go to a war front? Okay, I did not on that one, but nobody said, do you want to ride in an RV with blind Derrick?
You guys all have to remember, Derrick's lost most of the sight in one eye because he needs another cataract surgery.
But when God takes away half of a sense, he gets another. I don't know.
Yeah, but he can smell a pig from a mile away.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe he can smell leftovers from 2.5 blocks. And that's no shit.
Today at breakfast, he ordered lunch with a side of breakfast. And then I saw him putting his breakfast on his lunch sandwich.
Yeah. You could work for like Taco Bell in their lab. What if we put crunchy chips from a cereal?
All right, you got some? Oh, good.
But I
keep
as much
that
as
pose, Derek.
as much as I miss Chad being on the trip, I felt the joy of Derek being asked to jump in and fill in and to feel needed. And to be
overcoming his own fears.
Overcoming his own fears.
Is this where we're staying?
And then everybody who had to stay in the RV with him had a new fear of sleeping in a confined space with Derek another night.
The fucking snoring.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it on track. We have someone I met through Reddit when I posted, hey, going to Slab City. Guy named Ron contacted me, took it to email, and hey, yeah, I have plenty of space for you guys to camp for your van and your RV, and we can show you around. And just the fucking nicest couple, him and Mama D. So Asian man with a nice wispy beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said he was like the belching Asian from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
But he's a little more suave than that. Anyway, they're fantastic people. So I email them. The closest business is 4 miles from their joint in Nyland, California. So there's only one restaurant. So we went there. I texted him. I said, "Hey, we're at this place. Didn't know it was the only place we could be at because there's no options." And he goes, "Oh, we'll come meet you there." And then that way, because their directions were, and I fucking still have not read it. It's like go down an undulating road, and you'll see the second guard post says, "Welcome to Slab City." And then you go a quarter of a mile and you'll see Salvation Mountain, and we'll be on the other side of the street in a green Ford Tempo that's covered in fucking desert dust.
Great sweatpants. It's just random.
Yeah, it was like giving directions through a forest. Go to the fucking third hootie owl, and But they came and met us, thank God.
Yeah,
Derek
we
was
never
not
had
in the
to
mood
follow
for
their
more
directions.
GPS for.
I think Derek, I mean, in a smaller trailer, I could see Derek. I mean, you know, you'd miss him here, but I could see Derek blending into Slab City.
Yeah, kind of like that Dave Chappelle movie where the Stephen Wright is the guy who's living on the couch
Yeah.
and everyone assumes that he's
the other guy's.
guy's.
Yeah.
And it turns out nobody. Yeah, I can see Derek surviving like that for. Years out there.
As far as like if one of us had been left there by the RV, I could see Derek assimilating quicker and not wanting the outside world. You know, if Derek got some pussy thrown at him in Slab City, what more would he need? You know, there's coffee, I think he'd fit right in.
So Bingo has in her head that she is determined while we're in Slab City that she wants to shave her head again. For a number of reasons, most of which is because she wanted to fucking shave her head again.
Yeah.
My idea was this, and I'm still fucking upset that we didn't try to push this a little more, was to do it like the fucking, almost like the SWAT team
Your
prank.
idea is great.
Where I like the SWAT team's gonna happen anyway. It's a testing exercise, so let's make
great.
fuck with people first, like, and just act like she's passed out on a live Instagram, and then we're gonna shave her head while she's passed out, and people would have fucking flipped out. And then, of course, at some point we cut to her before with her hair, going, "I'm gonna shave my hair later, but we're gonna fuck with you."
Your idea would have been brilliant. I just needed it to be done.
But just the setting of it, you couldn't ask for a weirder backdrop for a haircut. You know,
Salvation Mountain. Hi, I'm Doug Stanhope. Have you ever wanted to join a cult? Well, you come down and shave your head right here in Slab City with me, and you'll be part of my cult. What I can offer that other cults don't offer, they can offer, hey, maybe live forever, you know, eternal peace. I'm offering big discounts. Doug Stanhope's Discount Cult.
I'm a cancer survivor, so it makes it natural. Yeah, it's like if Jesus just told somebody, "Go make that mountainside look like melted cake," and put my words on it, on that
That's
melted
so
cake.
True. That is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, it's like
Donut in the sun.
What kind of an art project do you think your hair went towards?
No, it went in the garbage. I just wanted to get rid of it.
Well, I mean, somebody got it out of the garbage, I'm
Well,
sure.
actually, at Slab City, someone did something with
What is the
that.
cheesiest bar on Bourbon Street that with the hurricanes and like?
the one bought John
All of them?
Tapper,
Yeah, but there's gonna be one.
Voodoo Lounge, or
I
something.
don't know, but that's what to me, because I've watched it. This was my first time in Slab City, but I've seen a million
Oh, that's
videos.
What you
And
attribute-
salivate. First of all,
Salvation
anytime I see
Mountain,
Jesus,
yeah.
I'm still get the reddest, like creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying.
So yeah, that was the last thing I really needed to see at Slab City because it's the focal point of everything.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
there, blank.
I totally understand what you're saying.
So when she said they go, oh yeah, you should shave your head there.
But the way you did it and did all the cult shit, that made it brilliant with the cult stuff.
Yeah, we've already shown that by this
Yeah.
point.
Oh, that clip.
But
That old clip.
When we walked in, I had a bottle of wine and he had a beer. It was like, hey, we're driving around Slab City. We can drive open container now.
Yeah. It's
And they're like, oh yeah, you can't. You have to be respectful of because it's
know.
Jesus Mountain. I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
whatever.
Seriously? This was like when I did the
Right.
AVNs and found out the porn stars don't think that the AVN awards are funny. They take them seriously and want to
Yeah.
win.
Right.
Like you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
this fucking piece of shit, this
Right.
fucking crazy old band made a thing to Jesus, and yes, it is probably the
Uh-huh.
most
they-
eye-attracting.
They
thing.
treated it like it was the site of a miracle instead of a guy on tweak that had a
Right.
addiction to smelling paint.
Yeah, and the guy that ran it, they go to ask him permission to film. Meanwhile, it's just crawling with tourists filming. I'm like, I don't think we have to ask anyone if we're filming here. Everyone's filming.
Yeah, I was asked to pour out my drink, and he was gonna make Doug and everybody pour out their drinks, and I go, it's the body of Christ, man. And then he let the red wine go.
But
I
he
had-
woke up like fucking bad Santa.
Loophole.
This
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
cunt that they go to ask permission. They have to bang on his fucking trailer
Yeah,
repeatedly to
dogs
get him to
barking
fucking
and
wake up.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he comes out like all cranky like bad Santa going, you woke me up for this?
Yes, right.
As I'm saying to camera, there's no reason to ask for permission. He's getting yelled at by the guys asking permission. It's like, well, I get to take a nap once in my life, and the universe makes you wake me up. And Matt was the cranky guy that was going to tell me not to drink wine. Well,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very Christian-like.
I'm just
yeah.
shaving one fucking head, you fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Right.
Out of respect for Jesus, could I get about 7 of my years back? You
That was the thing that I was kind of dreading was, like the people there are not, they're not in society for a reason.
Oh yeah, but I mean at Jesus Mountain,
I
these
would
people
fit in there.
at Slab
This is
City.
just Jesus Mountain itself.
Yeah, Jesus Mount or Salvation Mountain's about 2 miles before you go into the proper. And at Salvation Mountain, they sort of have like they're on a mission from God. Like it's their
The guy that started it and spent his whole life building this thing, and it is, I mean, an impressive work.
Of trash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
melted
trash made
frosting.
into,
most of the words, everything spelled right, I think.
and then there's just all sorts of intricate shit on the inside, but you can't go anymore. The guy's dead, and they have, these cleanup parties to paint all anything that gets,
We got invited to do a cleanup party, but we went up the road instead. But
Yeah, the whole idea just seems stupid. Imagine trying to get away from society and then inventing your own stupid thing to care about.
yeah,
Yeah, that's there's a lot of what do you call that? Where the fucking kids on the island, Piggy.
Oh, Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, Lord of the Flies
Yeah.
kind of hints.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I laughed of when you said, yeah, that's my end game is to go there and take over. I all I could think about while I was there was he could do that.
I wonder how many people a year kill themselves at Salvation Mountain. Because that would be
Oh,
like a
they had
pilgrimage,
He had
yeah.
a story. I don't know if we have that on tape. But the guy jumping off the cross.
yeah,
Oh,
It's just a very long story.
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
was
Ron-
it one of the Ronologues?
Ronald.
Yeah. Our host tended to go long form with any question we asked him. It's like,
Literally, there was we're going into town, and I said I was gonna because I was taking drags off his cigarettes, and I go, I'll buy you a pack of cigarettes because he had forgotten his when we're going out to Salton Sea, and I go, so what corner is this corner store in the only town? Which corner specifically? And he goes, well, it's called Yeehaws, and that was not its original name. I think it was bought in the 50s, and it was turned over. Then a new couple bought it, and I'm like, I'm gonna pass it. I just
yeah.
all of his stories.
Yeah. Long form,
Yeah.
everything. But I think that I don't know. It may have something to do with Slab City, where you're like, everybody's got time. Out in Babylon, I ain't got time for that shit. It's like, get to the point, man.
That's what they call the outside world in Slab City is Babylon.
But he did a lot of babbling on right there in the slab.
I had a feeling as this story went on, I'd be more and more glad I had the flu.
It was really chill. We immediately got Bingo's head shaved because otherwise that's all she could have thought about. Like, can we shave my head now? How about now? How about now? So we did it right away, and that was great.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
That's true.
My favorite part of it was because I got up and I don't know their toilet situation, so I made my own, and I just
that's funny. I was going right to the toilet situation.
Free range shit. But they would get up as soon as they would get up. They had a big blowtorch. Yeah, their torch was a propane tank.
Oh yeah.
But for dabs, she had like 6 dabs that we do.
I thought you were talking about for taking shits. I was like, you just go take a shit and torch
By the
it?
time I got done I'd go out and wander around shit, and then they'd gather firewood, poisonous wood to burn in the fire. And but then once you got around the pit, that was dab time.
Yeah, as soon as we pulled in, we like they asked. I said, "Hey, do you have a place we can rent space for the RV and the van?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't charge rent. But we do take donations, like cash, a bourbon, chocolate."
Children.
Chocolate was weird, but
yeah.
So I loaded up on a couple of handles at Jim Beam, and we gave that to him right out of the gate when we parked. And then they pulled out
like the troops with all the fucking little kids running around handing out fucking Snickers.
Listen, they couldn't wait to get a hold of our Safeway bags. That's what it's like out there. At one point, they're making a morning fire, and when the sun was starting to come up, Ron would go out and pick up little tiny branches of scrub brush to put together and make a fire. And Andy went out with him one morning, and Andy found a piece of wood about yay big, flat, like
broken off of a 2x4 end.
Okay.
And he
But
went
broken,
to
not cut.
And Ron said, "Oh no, someone can do something with that."
Oh, really?
That's how fucking repurposing they are.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the first day when we got her head shaved and pulled in, like, as we went out, I met people, like, a blowtorch seemed to be like anyone else would have their wallet, keys, cell phone, blowtorch.
Yeah.
Because everyone smokes dabs. So everyone's a fucking blowtorch.
Yeah, they really should rename it Dab City. Save them a little money on the signs.
So where did you shit at? I'm curious about that.
Oh, I found a hole. But the best
shit hole.
Let's go back a second, because when we picked up the RV, it's a 2013. It's still, but the sides come out, so it looks enormous because the sides are out when we see it. Derrick's fucking turning ghostly white, and these guys are behind us with the camera, so I'm trying to kill time. And he's going to give me the walkthrough, and I'm like, I'm not the guy to be listening. That guy's in the next car, so I go, but we'll take a look at the inside until they get here. And he goes, I put some beverages in the refrigerator for you. And I go, oh, that's nice. He goes, a 12-pack of Miller Lite, because I couldn't find Jägermeister. I got Fireball. And I'm like, oh, this guy knows my fucking act.
Yeah.
And it's so
from 10 years ago.
Yeah, from 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20.
At some point he said, well, from the last interview I found, like, he must have, what does Doug Stanhope drink, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, AI. He
For
likes
whatever
a
reason.
12-pack and 6 shots of Jaeger.
So he's a fan.
That's great.
So
He'll
he's
tip
telling me,
17%.
yeah, just,
Considerate.
Yeah.
yeah, he's do this, do that, and whatever. But he says, and the septic, whatever. I go, we're comics, we're pros. We know you don't take a shit on the bus. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. And she's right there. And he's like, yeah, you can
My
use it.
ears
We're going to
perk
empty it anyway, because we had brought a portable shitter, like a fucking,
Bucket
the
with the
cheapest campground shitter. Yeah. And none of us were looking forward to it. And composting bags to go with it. And, next. And then, but he had said it in front of everyone by the time everyone, and yeah, don't worry, we're going to have to empty it anyway, so go ahead and use it. And then at that point, nobody
He said
ever
it
looked.
several times, so I'm shitting in the RV.
Yeah, I'm not composting bags.
And I shit off campus in a metal, like a propane tank that was ripped open. and there was just enough of a gaping hole in it that I could.
You found
do that.
somebody else's shithole. They hate you.
I feel like
now.
I feel like I
fucking set that all up. For
if I'm the
today.
first one to think of it, then I'm a genius.
Whatever you
Chad.
first posted on Reddit, somebody had posted in the comment like, "Oh, I did a short documentary on there. Check it out." So I was like, "I'll check it out." And then I watched it, and a big chunk of it was how they compost their own shit so that they can grow vegetables.
Yeah.
And all I could think was, I guess if you've given up on fucking life, pathogens in your fucking vegetables are the last thing.
I guess I'm glad we skipped the Sunday dinner on the way out.
Well, the first night,
There's probably not a lot of hand washing stations
No,
out
yeah,
there,
yeah.
I'd imagine, after
You-
you're done shitting in the desert.
Did I have Bob salad? Oh God.
pretty much every documentary they show the Range, which is their nightclub. On Friday, Saturday, they have live entertainment at the Range, and they said they couldn't get me on the Saturday because they saved that for whatever
Special people.
local,
Yeah, slab
local
talent.
people and sunbirds, snowbirds. Which I go, wait, you save it for the well, you know what? It's one of those tourist town things
It's a
where we
money-making
hate
night.
the snowbirds, but what are we gonna borrow money from each other? Do you have any change? Me either. Still, every day, no change. So I did Friday, which was good because I didn't have enough time to have local jokes because we were there for 2-3
well,
hours.
it's like hard to joke about. I mean, that's a situation you joke about.
You're going to strike a nerve no matter what you say.
Yeah, I go, all right, I have all that fucking anti-tweaker stuff. I'm like, oh, wait, that might be offensive here. What if I go, hey, don't you hate tweakers? And the whole tweaker community rises up. What'd you say? What'd you say? I mean, really, it echoed in my head. I didn't hear what you said, but it sounded like I hate tweakers. Did you say?
See, I specifically was writing pro-tweaker stuff before I got the flu. I knew the audience.
Yeah. Hey, us tweakers, we sure can stay up, am I right? Or, yeah.
So we get down to the Range. There's 2 bands on tonight, and one thing you'd always know in comedy that you've had to learn the lesson 1,000 times: don't ever go up if people are there to see music. But I get there after a band or between bands.
Yeah.
And it's outdoors, and it's family style.
And it's so close to LA,
Manson
so they
family.
get a lot of great music there. No, I'm kidding. They just have local talent. And so it was almost
A lot of ukuleles.
Yeah, it was a mixture. There was a one night where there was a band that was doing blues or whatever that sort of sounded like a bar band.
Yeah.
But some
that
of
was
the music
second
was
night.
very interpretive. We followed that. I followed 2 mayors giving a pitch.
So I know a few of you guys. I've met some of you all at the North End Action Council, and I think it's extremely important for all of us to stay connected, especially when recognizing the closest government you all have is Calipac. Otherwise, you guys have one guy that represents you in El Centro part-time.
Yeah, they came up and gave some kind of speech like,
We like what you're doing here. This is great. Freedom kind of shit.
yeah. And freedom will be a lot better with our,
They're recruiting
Come on
for
the
their
button.
towns. If you get sick of shitting in a bucket, come on over.
No, they weren't. Definitely were not recruiting at all. They were pandering.
Well, I did ask him at one point. I asked Ron, our guide. I go like, how often? I said Bisbee, because a copper town where like every 5 years there's a rumor they're going to reopen the mine. Like, how often does that happen here? And he's like, oh no. My question was, how often is there a rumor that the fucking feds are going to come bulldoze this place?
Yeah.
But how often do people say, oh, the current administration is going to close down Slab City?
Constantly.
We hear rumors.
The rumors fly constantly with that. They're going to come and shut you down. They're going to come and shut you down. Either they're going to have to do it legally, or they're going to have to do it illegally. Illegally, they bring the National Guard in. Legally, they try to evict everybody. Honestly, nobody wants this land for a long time. Now all of a sudden there's interest in it because of the lithium. What do we do? Where do all of these people that have lived here for literally decades now and have no other place to go, no other funds, no outside social help. You just push them off to this part of the land, or BLM land.
There's a lot of mental illness.
Absolutely.
And people that should be on lithium,
Yeah.
but won't take their meds.
Yep.
Is that irony?
No, what's the beautiful thing is that when they go into the hot springs, it mellows them out and they relax and they become very
Until the
beautiful people.
lesions come.
No, actually, the lesions come because they're using drugs and they're putting poison in their bodies and they're getting wounds and they're not taking antibiotics and they're not keeping their wounds clean. Actually, if they went to the hot springs, their wounds would go away probably.
That would be a great area to put a concentration camp for the new administration. And,
Internment camp.
Yeah, could you imagine they paid Slab City to put up an internment camp? And Joni
Pay
Mitchell's
paradise.
dying, so she couldn't even...
Keep an eye on the jabs. Boo, bop, bop.
The best part, I think, about Slab City is the free range dog. I mean, when you go to the bar that they mentioned, there's dogs that just hanging out at, like cool dogs hanging out at a bar. I've never been in a bar that was an open cat feeding station. I was out on one end of the bar, was like a bag of meow mix was just sitting up there, and different cats were coming up and drinking or eating off of the bar. But here's what I found about the community is it seems to be a bunch of people who are misfits, who don't want to be around other people, and then they have so many gathering places where they all get together. So that
I said that
like
my first Skank Fest. I love how all of us go out of our way to find an original voice and carve out a unique, and then immediately try to find other people who think exactly like us to have a festival. And you know what? Big J's wife, Christine Evans, is it? Yeah, she recognized that. You know what? That line you had, and if one person was listening.
I got to say, this was my favorite part of the Ponderosa. Was there was a couch where there was on each arm was a Chihuahua sleeping in the sun.
Yeah.
And if you creep in there and not spook
Sat
them,
down gentle.
Yeah, you could sit down gentle.
Arm, though. It was the back of the
Yeah. So you got.
the top of
But
the
they'd be on your shoulders in a picture if you sat in the middle of the love seat.
If you were Mexican and sat down with a sombrero and slept there, it would be a total stereotype.
But there was a little tiny kitten that at some point, it was just like whoring around the whole bar. And at some point, I was sitting with some folks, and I don't know, I was petting it, and then it crawled up and sat on my shoulder like a parrot
and
forever.
One of the kids put my Fab Slab bracelet around its neck.
Yeah.
It was so
As a
cute.
collar.
Yeah.
And we were sort of Ocean's 11ing ideas on. All right, let's take that cat with us.
That probably would have been a good idea because I bet you that bracelet has not been taken off and it outgrew it already.
No, and that cat
chokes itself to death by eating that free food on the bar.
Yeah, that kitten is now a great grandmother.
So then we're leaving, and the bartender was the same guy that was the coffee guy early in the morning, and he, you know what? I'd like to say he was spectrum, like because he didn't really have any social skills that you would see in the normal world for being in a customer service. He didn't smile. He didn't say thank you. I tipped him fucking $40 at breakfast for 5 coffees and then a refill, another 20 for the 5 coffees at $1 a piece, and then fucking another 20 for 2 refills. Not a thank you or nothing. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's the guy who replaced.
Then we go to the bar in the evening, and he's the fucking guy behind the counter, and I'm like, we have our own wine, but here's 20 for just letting us
keep our own drinks in the bar. So, but he was not friendly at all.
No, just stared at, and then as we're leaving, he's leaving his shift too, and I had the cat that I took off my shoulder, and I was trying to bring him to the food pile, and he goes, "That's mine."
Yeah. Just yanks it.
Fucking, that cat and I were in love.
Yeah.
He was on my shoulder.
That's how I got the cat. My current cat is there was a neighbor who had it, and I took it, and then I lied to him because I knew I loved it more than he did. That I like that. Dogs and cats hanging. I wish all bars.
There's nothing
had.
better than an area where people can barely feed themselves to have a lot of animals that
Exactly.
depend on people. That's fucking
Yes.
incredibly cool.
It was inspiring to see people give up a portion of their income.
Yeah, you drive past camps and they just have a painted sign of all their needs: dog food, weed,
Emotional support, love,
water, toilet paper,
rope, preferably tied into a noose already, because I don't know how to do it.
I like to think that the empty trailers that said like "fuck Joe Biden," the angry ones, no matter what it was, there were some trailers that were, say peace or whatever. Some were like "fuck this, fuck that," and they seemed to be empty. So I like to think that somebody came there so angry that their last statement was on the side.
Oh, thank you very much.
And then they killed themselves.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mimsy Mims.
Imagine falling all the way to rock bottom and then still giving a fuck about politics. Like, you just still don't get that doesn't
it's
include
weird,
you
like-
at all. You're not part of it.
You're here because you don't want leadership or rules,
Yeah.
and now but you're still voting for it on the outside world that you don't even acknowledge. Yeah, no, there's a lot of fucking douchebags, but I mean, this sense of community when you
That's true.
It didn't strike us till it got cold and dark that there's no lights or water. So okay, yeah, I forgot. That's what we agreed to participate in. We did the show, which was a fucking blast. Andy went up and he did, I don't know, 10 minutes.
I did a
then-
few minutes and all the time looking around going, this doesn't work,
All right, up next is Andy Andrist.
Thank you. Keep it going for Bill or Bob, everybody. Bill. Fuck, man.
Bob is that fucking puppet.
All right, yeah. It sounds, for non-government, it's starting to get a little government up in here.
You can tell when certain comedy doesn't work or whatever. And I was like, losing interest and then getting ready to bail. And then Doug joined me.
I just jumped up and oh no, stay here. Let's fucking do this together. We did basically a fucking comedy duo act.
It worked so good.
It was
with
so much
you
easier
together.
as soon as Doug jumped up there because like, oh, I'm not the substitute teacher at Compton now. Now we got some control of the classroom and we're going to do an art project. And it was dogs, kids, eccentrics, and it looked like a Bisbee gathering pretty much with more dogs, maybe.
Yeah, and there were two kids that were heckling us, like 5 and 6
Right
years
in
old,
front.
like coming up to the stage, asshole.
It's like spilling a chocolate shake on your clothes.
He told us to shut up. You come up and take the mic and close this out. Come on.
Come on up here.
Come on. You say whatever you want to say.
Total freedom. Yeah, come on up.
That's a fucking band name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome this fine citizen. There you go. Have fun.
Screw the government! Screw the mayor! We don't need that out here! America's supposed to be a free country!
It's stealing my thunder.
So, yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Hell yeah!
Let's kill ours.
I hope you can hear the audio of the stand-up part because it was like a lot of background chatter.
Yeah. When the kid said he used the F-bomb, the boy used the F-bomb, and I got it because as a parent, what did you say? And he goes, and then I did catch you. Oh, he did say that you go like, fuck you or fuck you, you guys fuck. Or, kids don't sometimes flow with it, but just that a kid says fuck and he's in the front row. It was hilarious. Highlight of my comedy career.
After the show, it was very cool. Everyone was very cool, but we're like, all right, we're out of here because we have to go set up our fucking RV. We have all these sleeping bags and blankets that the guy gave us, but nothing's set up. We haven't even figured out how all the beds work yet.
Or how to move the edges out.
Generally, Bingo and I will acquiesce and give up the fucking main bedroom, but everyone fucked around for so long that we're like, fuck it. We're taking the master bed and they can figure out where they're sleeping.
I knew you and Bingo and Doug were in the big bed. And then I was hoping Alec would gravitate Alex wouldn't gravitate
He's
towards.
done it about 10 times today.
Man.
I was kind of keep account before you know it.
That's why he won't order my zip sweater, because he's mad I say his name wrong. But so he took the upper, and then it was like there was no place in there that I wanted to sleep other than the ones that were taken. There was a table that you move and you could sleep there, and then there was a midget couch.
Yeah.
And I was assigned the midget couch.
But
so
we did have a tent set up, but it was about 40 degrees at night.
Yeah. So I chose that. I did.
But
One
he
night-
didn't have, like, there was so many fucking unopened sleeping bags and blankets that you brought one blanket and a pillow.
Yeah, I
And then
didn't.
like, oh, I was freezing, so I went out in the Suburban, and that didn't help. I'm like,
Oh, I sat
there
in the
was
Suburban.
8 blankets that you could have hibernated for a month and never felt a chill.
Yeah, but I don't like to do a lot of work. So I just pulled one blanket out, and that was good
Shivering.
enough.
I noticed that during a lot of the cleanups. Did you notice how Derrick, he was always at fucking Camp Dabs when we're packing all the shit up to fucking,
Camp Dabs.
which was good because, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
we don't want to socialize at that hour, but Andy will. So
Yeah.
he did fulfill a
I
very
was taking
important
some
duty.
ear bullets over there.
The problem is Andy doesn't know he was fulfilling
Yeah.
an important role. He knew he was skirting the workload.
Well, and getting dabs.
Yeah, too
Yeah.
many.
Andy will follow
too,
the
too
dabs.
many.
Dabs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Andy's
too many-
like that fucking Fruit
Too many
Loops fucking
cooks.
guy following his nose.
I probably had my stuff already squared away. So there you go. And most of what we were leaving for them.
I was
did a-
freezing in the RV.
This
in the tent. that
This
had
was
to be-
funny. They had their boy drop by, Mama D's boy, and I think he enjoys the meth a little, or he likes riding bikes and other stuff too. But I was going through my suitcase, and I had a pile of stuff next to my suitcase, and I was processing it, folding it, and putting it away, and I stepped away to go take a leak, and when I came back, her son was going through my pile, as though it was like, that's what happens in Slab. You open your suitcase and say, fuck
Yeah,
it.
you leave your commissary on the table and go to take a piss in county.
Yeah.
Hey,
your
those are
own
my
fault.
ding dongs, man. Those are my sour cream and
Yeah.
chive cracker sandwiches.
And you
in a 6-pack.
You self-police that area like you'd self-police if you were a comic on stage. If somebody's bothering you and you don't want them there, you just heckle them until they leave your camp. Basically, and that's the only plea, because they had a couple of annoying people stop by, and he would puff up all alpha and run them off verbally.
Who, Ron?
Ron, yeah.
Ron
yeah.
was, he was very
Guard dog?
protective.
When we put him on
Yeah.
mic, he became fierce. Get the fuck out of my camp.
I think he acted like maybe I would act if Johnny Depp came here because I invited him, and I was like, no, Johnny Depp's with me. You don't get any Johnny Depp unless I give you Johnny Depp.
I don't even want any. I want old Johnny Depp, not new Johnny Depp. So,
So the first night, Andy froze to death, but we all suffered the fucking buzzsaw lumber mill of Derrick snoring. Because I can't remember the last time he slept anywhere like publicly in the old days where like everyone would just have air mattresses. There's we'd have 17 people sleeping here.
So that's the other sword. That's the second sword that Derrick fell on that I was worried about.
Yeah,
Is
Chad's
because I fucking snore like a motherfucker, but
Yeah.
usually we don't sleep in close,
Yeah.
proximity. And I was like, oh, everybody's gonna fucking hate me.
Well, this second night we thought, oh, we've figured it out. Andy will sleep where Derrick was because Derrick doesn't get cold because Derrick is
he has a layer of meat
that
wraps around him.
He has to use protective measures just to not get fucking.
Well, I heard.
Alright,
I heard if he sleeps flat, he'll suffocate in his own fluids like the Elephant Man.
No, when we found that,
He's prone to heat stroke while he sleeps.
I'm sure we have footage where I found his hat The light is fading, so we're all trying to panic and get. We don't have much. We're gonna sleep 5 of us, and 4 solos, 3 solos. Anyway, I went to Derrick, set down his hat, and God bless Derrick for all his hard work today. I went to pick up his hat that he left on top of the snack box, and inside
on the food.
there's a toilet paper towel wrap, a sweat wrap that he keeps inside of his Mopar hat so as to not leave salt rings, I'm assuming. And
He's coming.
yeah.
But he said it on the snack.
He's coming. Ask him about it.
Oh, should we have an intervention about it now?
No, Derrick.
Come on in here. We all love you to death.
Come on in, Derrick.
What did I do with my hat?
Oh, your hat's right here. Did you? Oh, there's
It's not right.
sweat. Is that
What's going on?
Is that what is that?
You tell us, young man.
I was using to wipe all my snot and sweat on.
Snot and sweat. But then you put it back on your head after you snot.
I'm so beat.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So he can sweat through anything. So he slept in but he can also carp about anything. So he slept in the tent the next night, and I wasn't cold at all, but it was really hard on the ground in my back, and like. But yeah, he's saying this while he mops his head with his tank top at fucking 42 degrees.
He left his day pants on the proper. Well, his day pants ended up here on the lot, and when I picked him up,
Day pants.
Yes,
New
his
term,
sweatpants.
I like it. I like
when I
that
picked up
term.
his day pants, they were heavy. So I dragged them over and put them in the sun, and then when I picked them up and dragged them around later, they'd obviously lost some weight.
With a plastic glove.
Yeah.
Well, you don't just go barefisted in day pants.
Why?
These are those like Family Dollar sweatpants that are like thick as insulation, and they always have a weird cut up the ankle seam. And
Boot cuts.
Yeah, and the elastic waistband
fit.
is almost the size of a World Wrestling Federation championship belt.
Remember the comic Kevin Meaney doing that bit about why was it Altman, Jeff
Yeah,
Altman
Jeff
doing
Altman.
I'm a big pants, because sometimes Derrick wears these pants down like a normal person would wear pants, and other times he pulls them up and he sets them up to his tit level.
Hey, listen, you don't need to fucking mock fat people. You don't know what it's like, Andy.
No,
So I have some of those exact pants, and
Yeah.
sometimes I pull them all the way up and put my hands inside. I look like that monster from Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when we have that sponsor for pants that I go, oh, Derrick would appreciate these pants. They look like nice pants, but they have elastic. They're fucking basically pajamas that trick you into thinking, oh, he's wearing khakis for work. And I wanted to get him some, but he's not really a size.
I don't know that.
He's like, what size?
Stanhope.
What size is Barney? Like you don't really have a size. There, you got that joke on 2 different podcasts in case you don't want the other one.
Wait, Rubble or the
Barney the big purple dinosaur.
I was picturing Barney Rubble.
But
You don't have a waist, so you can't have a waist
They're
size.
directionless. My old man, my dad would get these. He was a torso or whatever, and he was paralyzed. And at one point, we'd get these sweatpants for him, and they weren't like Adidas or Nike or anything. They were just like what Derrick's pants are today. Just these big, no obvious front to them.
Well, yeah, he's not jogging.
And you could get them on. You drag them up to
It's
his
a
torso.
duffel bag with legs.
Full bag with a drawstring.
It's like if you put a sham on a beanbag chair. That was like we'd put my dad in pants, and then we'd just adjust them whichever way we thought they looked like the front of them.
What'd you do with the floppy legs? Did you tie them off, fold them up, make
my dad,
beanies? Come on, man.
At the beginning, my dad had all of these with regular legs on them, and then as diabetes claimed a limb or whatever, he had one left, and he just cut the leg off, and we'd just tie, set them up behind him. We didn't tie them. we weren't fancy like that. And then eventually they were just short pants as we cut both legs off, and he's still all the same. But I wish I'd have saved some for Derek because I think they'd fit him perfect. Sorry, Derek. Are you right there awake?
We once we get situated and Andy's suitably dabbed, in the morning we go, all right, I'm just going, all right, we know there's one place that has breakfast and a toilet. Let's just go there. And then our hosts are like, well, we should go to the Oasis. That's the coffee shop. I think that was in the documentary you watched.
Yeah.
There was in the documentary. There's one where there's some cranky old man that makes coffee for everyone, but hates to do it, bitches about it. Well, he was gone, but they're like, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's what I have to do. I have to do the things they want to do. We didn't come here to watch me just go to the most comfortable place every time. So we'll go to the Oasis. Everyone from the show is going to be there, and they were, and everyone was very complimentary. We met our first of two bearded ladies, and I don't think that's what they were going for.
What was?
It's not like they're pining for the circus.
Yeah, yeah. It's. I noticed this at a lady that worked the deli where I'd work, and we had a pretty good repair.
Wait, you made me say it wrong.
Yeah, rapport, where we joke back and forth. She was, I thought, a dykey sausage cutter or whatever, and then she started getting a wispy. She started becoming a man, I guess, for lack of the proper terms. But she got. And to me, that's the worst part of being a dude, that and having to talk to women or whatever. But the wispy, shit. And then I became transphobic only because she was the lady cutting. She would go, yeah, sandwich cut, and then she's above the thing. And I wondered, that I would have done the research. Does that hair stick as good on a newbie or whatever? Because I don't want to open my meat and find one of those new hairs. So that's what I thought with the bearded ladies. That's the worst part of being a dude, is having a shitty beard that won't grow in proper. But I might be ignorant.
Becker used to have a joke in the day. I hate shaving. I'd rather menstruate. I'd bleed a lot less. Anyway, but we went, and it was very nice to go to the Oasis in the morning, and they had.
Oh, and and dabs and weed. Yeah, dabs and weed going around. It was very dogs. Cool.
Kitty on your shoulder.
How much?
The next day.
How much does that place hate everybody coming to take a shit at their restaurant?
No, this is on the slab. So there is an outhouse where we go. When they said, I go, well, let's go into town and go to that restaurant for breakfast. And she goes, well, we wanted to take you to the Oasis. All the people from the show will be there. And I go, well, we were thinking about the place that has indoor plumbing. And she goes, well, they do have an outhouse. But she said it with such a tone, like that would even be a challenge for them to go into that outhouse. She said it was, well, they always have that outhouse. House.
Yeah.
So I got that. I think I broke the seal and I shit in the fucking RV first. Like, fuck it. Yeah. We're going to the Oasis on the slab. Breakfast is delayed by probably 2 hours, because once we get to chatting, Florissant was her name. My bearded lady she was cool as shit.
Yeah.
The next bearded lady.
She looked like Hack Oddity. If Hack.
Yes.
Oh yeah, did I show?
Yeah. She
did
looked
I show
just
you the
like.
Picture?
Right.
Yeah.
I showed some of the picture.
If we were partying here and he was here,
yes,
and the next morning he had whiskey, you go, you fucking
so
go,
right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who that insults, but I fucking like it.
No, it's
Yeah,
right.
No, they're both beautiful.
Yeah.
He is right.
Well, I guess what we're saying is Andy
I'm sure
Baker
that's
quit.
the look Hack is going for.
Hey, you know what?
Fat lady in fucking Slab City.
Bearded lady.
Bearded lady, you added fat
Well,
because
Hack is fat. So
okay, yeah.
You
Hack
drew
is
the picture
Hack
in my
is
mind.
fat, and not our fat. The bearded lady
Anyway,
is only
Florissant.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah. Yeah, but I really like
cool
going
as
to
shit.
I really like going to a place to just get coffee. And there's.
It's like a mash tent.
It could have been more like the Star Wars bar if there'd have been more bearded, more eccentric things or whatever. But you go in and then somebody brought over a bong. I think it would be like being a comic on a really fucking cheap cruise
ship,
because you keep running into the same people and they're like, hey man, I liked your show, and then give you a bong hit. That's the best, is getting a bong hit for a show that you've already shat out.
So we will. Salton Sea is fucking gorgeous, and we will definitely do another one of these just to go to the Salton Sea. And so you haven't missed your opportunity to drive.
All right,
and then maybe we
I'll
let
go sick next
maybe
time
we let
Let's
Derrick
go fucking summer. I love the fucking desert in the summer.
We'll get Derrick to do play-by-play, and you do color
I sang in the
commentary.
Salton Sea, and I was really proud of myself for that.
Oh yeah, they found a.
Really proud of
Bingo
myself.
didn't. There's a piano set. Salton Sea looked like a lot of Oregon beaches, but upon closer inspection, you realize, oh, a nuclear bomb might have went off here because
no
everything
way,
is dead.
We'll show you footage, but you absolutely have to watch any documentary on YouTube about the Salton Sea. I know John Waters did a very extensive one that's like high dollar, high quality, but anything to let you know just what Salton Sea is all about.
Yeah, there was no signs of death. Because death on the Oregon beaches is all the time. Crabs get dragged up and raped and eaten, and there's sand. But there's nothing.
Who's raping crabs?
The crabs, they basically get raped. I mean, if you had a seagull pecking at your asshole, you wouldn't think you were being eaten. You'd be going, I'm being raped. And that's what happens. Early morning.
Who eats you from the asshole up?
Every morning on an
Seagulls.
Oregon beach, the crabs drag them up and ass rape. Seagulls ass rape crab, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Do you remember the name of the bar? Anyone? It's at Bombay Beach?
Ponderosa.
Ski Inn.
Oh, Ski Inn, yeah.
Completely covered. It's at like the main bar, and then a little room, and then a pool room.
And boxes
everything,
in back.
Ceiling, walls, everything covered with signed dollar bills, which that was probably worth more than the property.
Yeah, each wall was worth more than keeping it open.
Wait, it's still open?
Yeah, and it's a great bar. And it
then
has a great outdoor patio. Like it would be the best bar in Bisbee.
As you pull up, it's like
I drew a cock and balls.
As you pull up, it's like Once Upon a Time in California with that big portrait. When you pull up, there's Anthony Bourdain in the space where we parked in front of, and then Bourdain spent a minute or two at the same bar.
There's a picture, when I'm sitting at the stool, and I'm like, and you said, "Oh, that's a picture of Anthony Bourdain at that stool," and Anthony Bourdain tweeted that I'm his favorite comedian. You can still find it because he can't change his mind because he's dead.
Yeah, it all comes full circle at Salton Sea in the corner of that ski-in bar.
Yeah, so day 2 we went to Salton Sea. We that was pretty much it. Hit that same breakfast place.
I have a feeling what we saw of Salton Sea, which, like I was describing, felt like a dead beach, not even a sand flea flickering around. But you could see from it seems like if you drove the whole thing, it would be equally dead.
Well, you must be familiar with desert salt flats in Utah, where they would speed race all those cars. And I know. Yeah, it's just flat. Imagine if all right, that started to puddle up for a few miles in the middle.
The way to do it would be dune buggy all the way.
Like cracked fucking sand.
So I always could just imagine it, because every documentary I've watched on is full of just dead fish and stuff everywhere. And there's like 400 species of birds there because of all of the dead fish and shit. I would imagine it just stinks there, does it?
Smells pretty bad, but the dead fish, maybe they're on the other side of the lake, or they just don't happen anymore because maybe all the dead fish have died. Because you don't see dead fish, but you see art installments, and one of them in the middle of this scrub-filled beach was a peony, and I go, bingo, go check, see if it works. And of course it doesn't, but it's set up perfectly, like just for a camera. And I go, start playing Where to Put the Flowers.
New Orleans. So yes, I guess I am where I am.
supposed to be. For I seem to have some strange tendency to show a bathtub just who is boss. The mirror has stooped to my level, but the bathtub won't be misbehaving, at least anytime soon. Where the book fly?
If we weren't at Salton Sea, I might have shed a tear, but I think it's so dry there. It's so dry.
You can't be showing weakness near Slab City anyway.
Yeah. So it was a cool moment there. It was like that piano was set there to get you to sing again.
Everything we've done needed an extra day. Usually, we want to leave a day early, but this time, we needed one more day. In Ukraine, we needed one more day.
Yeah, I know one thing. I would not walk around. Like, I walked around early morning like I was in Bisbee, and I got a run-in with a local tough that wanted a piece of me. It was a dog, and then you realize there's, like in Bisbee, there might be somebody to yell at the dog or rein it in, but out there, oh, fuck, now I'm in a life and death situation with a pit bull not far from camp.
Oh, my God. At one point, I called Michael Bean about our fucking weekly NFL bet. And no, actually, I called him because our host, said something about I'll be your Huckleberry, and I go, hey, that's a friend of ours, and I think it's I think you said it wrong because it's misquoted a lot. So I called him up, and then he calls me back, Bean on speakerphone in front of everyone. I go, I just need you to say the Huckleberry line the right way, so I look cool in front of people for knowing you. And then it devolves into the usual, you suck and fucking you suck cocks and that guy. And he said, what are you doing? I go, I'm in Slab City, and it's on speakerphone, and his fucking 9-10-year-old kid, Dashel, goes, Slab City, that place, there's no law there, and you can just kill people. And it just starts, and they're in the background going, no, that's not true. I go, no, it's definitely true, Dashel. Spread the word. The mainstream media will not tell you.
Anything else? No, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to look cool by knowing you.
Are you at home?
No, we're in Slab City.
Where?
Slab City.
No way, you're in Slab City?
Yeah.
It's a city in
Fucking Dashel knows what Slab City is and you don't?
Isn't it a place with no laws?
Yes.
No.
Yes, Dashel. No laws whatsoever.
Because it's too close to desert, the police won't come out there for any laws. So
he knows a lot of shit that I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell her everybody.
Yeah, we're by the Salton Sea. Do you know where that is?
yeah.
All right, good. See, Dashel just became cooler than you.
Yeah.
And the odds on that happening are a billion to 1.
Michael, Slab City is a place where
You're 9 and you just called your dad Michael.
I love it.
It's basically like the movie The Purge, but instead of being one day, it's every day.
Okay, all right. So I guess you can
That
go out
kid's
there
got
and
really
fucking jack
messed
off
up
on people and nobody
instances.
cares. Just like do anything you want.
You can actually
We don't
murder
want
people
people to
out there.
believe
Nobody
that.
will give a shit.
No, go ahead. You got somebody around you want to kill? My son is saying if there's anybody out there that you want to kill, you can just kill them.
No, but they're all already dead.
People were camping there. Mr. Beast was camping there. He almost got killed. A guy with a knife tried to attack him.
They're all true stories, Dashel, and keep spreading.
We might have to ask.
Keep spreading the truth because the mainstream media won't talk about all the murder that's happening here right around us. Oh, a guy just got killed right now.
Because they'll tell you, like, people say this is lawless. No, fucking cops and feds come through here all the time. She was yelling at a guy on a motorcycle, put your helmet on, they'll take away your bike. Like, you fucking stupid asshole.
They rally as a group to. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village to keep the feds from taking the kids, or the CSD. Not that's the wrong term, but they said that
social services
has an eye on those hecklers, and they'll come in, and when they know that they're coming in to inspect the hecklers, they'll all clean up and warn them and get food in the fridge and everything. So it looks like they're being well cared for. And then every other night they're barefoot going, "Get the fuck off the stage, you cunt!"
I couldn't imagine one campground, one person there that has children that's not on a CPS list.
Yeah, that's CPS.
I mean, that's
stand a CPAP
and CSD.
We had the second night off where we didn't have to worry about doing a set, so we met as many people as we could, and they dabbed until the sun went down. They dabbed, and we packed in a hurry in the morning because we had that show to do in Yuma with the guy who had plenty of things to show us in Yuma except what we asked for. Really, at the end of the day, we just asked for an old-fashioned.
Yeah.
But we got Reds, which was a great bar, by the way. It's just not where. So Yuma, we get back to Yuma. We get fucking the guy, the RV guy that was a fan. I forget to mention, we get back when he's giving us the RV with Miller Lights and fucking shots in the fridge. His wife was in labor.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
yeah, feel free to shit in my toilet.
Leilana, it was what he was gonna name her, and I'm like, all right, well, he goes, if it gets done real quick, I'll go to your show on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we didn't see him.
It was so cool. So when we got back, we dropped off he was in the hospital with her. I didn't have the heart to tell him, well, we all shit in your fucking RV, but it's your fault. So he's just sending us pictures of him with his wife in the fucking emergency room or whatever, not abortion room. So it was very nice to have that back and forth. We drop off the trailer, we get some sushi at Ninja Sushi. Fucking shout out to Ninja Sushi. And then British Jonathan shows up. He's going to be at the show. They're staying in the same hotel. Then who else?
The Lollybombs.
The Lollybombs were there,
damn.
but we never saw them. She said that she got too fucked up or something. But
no, they went
get out of town.
They went out to smoke or something and got locked out, and so they just left.
Well, they also texted Derrick, sorry, we were too fucked up. I was too fucked up to be there, and we got locked out.
Yeah.
I was too fucked up to be there, but I was on the bill.
On stage.
Yeah, I was on stage.
But we did the same thing. We're like, hey, we had so much fun. We did most of the show, both of us on stage, like me with my notes.
Yeah, it looked like I was the most disrespectful opening act ever. It's like, in your headliner, and then I just stayed up on stage.
We went down to the fucking hotel lobby. We have like 30 minutes. We can like look at our acts, which we didn't do at all for Slab City. You don't really prepare in Slab City. But we go, and so I go, the only thing I know I can do that I didn't record for the last CD is material I've done, is the tweaker stuff. Mm-hmm. And as there's so many iterations of it, I'm just trying to put the beats together. And he's like, oh, my notes don't even make sense to me. And so he goes up, I think he did like 25 minutes, and he closes with tweaker stuff. Like, so I'm like, the only thing I told you I knew I could fucking open with, you just stepped all over with your fucking tweaker fucking shit.
And then then when he told me that, I still don't remember. I'll have to watch the footage, but I don't,
So we did like an hour together. Fucking just going back.
Damn, I wish I would have been there with all my tweaker stuff.
Yeah.
You could open with it.
Yeah, I would have been the first one. I would have burned both these guys.
The towns will be booking. Don't worry. We're all gonna need all the tweaker material we're
gonna tighten it up. We're gonna get to more familiar.
I like the idea of being on stage at the same time.
Yeah, it was fucking a blast, and
it worked so well.
Like two Deans and no Lewis.
We're not going to be playing the Civic Center soon. We're going the other way.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking towns like Yuma,
Civic
where I
Pride
have fun.
Center.
And you guys were so good about not stepping on each other's dicks.
When we're
it
separate,
was
we
so
step on
good.
each other's dicks constantly. But when we're together,
Yeah.
we're very mindful of where the dick is.
It was really good.
So yeah, thank you for everyone, Ron and Mama D and
Yes.
Slab City,
Cody,
and the Range,
the mayor,
Builder Bill, the mayor,
neighbor Dave,
Yep,
who
the Yuma
picked on the
Landing.
guitar beautifully for a minute.
Buckaroo Buckshot, something, the only place to eat breakfast in an island.
And Salvation Mountain for being the place where Bingo got her head shaved, and I accepted Jesus Christ
I got
again.
my head shaved.
Yeah.
And no one
On
knows
Jesus Mountain.
Yeah, because no one knows the real next line. It's a horrible fucking song. Now that's in my head, and I
know
blame
it.
all of you. Hey, stay tuned. Fuck.
Tune
We're
in.
doing some stuff. I think
Tune
we're
out and tune in.
Killing iguanas. I don't think I can do it.
Yeah. We'll shoot near them.
Scare the
That's how I'd shoot iguanas. I'll shoot a couple of warning shots. Get the fuck out, bro.
I should have brought my crossbow and my target over. You guys could practice.
Yeah.
Iguanas with the crossbow.
I think we do a blowgun.
I think I could shoot
I have a
any.
blowgun too.
I could shoot any animal
Oh, yeah.
if they disagree with me.
Yeah.
Politically.
How do I get in?
We're pulling into the cemetery.
Yeah, we're gonna kill iguanas in the cemetery.